Hi, my name is Julia, and this is the first video of a series that I'm doing on conflict resolution in your relationship. How do we resolve conflict in our relationship? And I'm going to be talking about the 8 principles that support you in resolving conflict in your relationship. And today I'm going to talk about 3 of these principles. Now, the point of all of this is so that when you learn skills and tools and principles to resolve conflict, it can lead to more intimacy, connection in your relationship, a deeper understanding, your needs being met, healing, growth. This is what is possible when we learn how to resolve conflict in our relationship. So the first principle I'm going to talk about today is this one here. Stop and do nothing. Okay, when you can feel a fight coming on, when you can start feeling that tension, that contraction, that volcano starting to bubble up, or that tremors of an earthquake beginning, stop. When you can recognize where this is going, that we're about to have a huge fight, I'm going to react, my partner is, edging for a fight, stop. Just take some time out. Take 2 or 3 deep breaths and maybe say to your partner, I'm really feeling upset in this moment. I'm feeling angry and upset. I'm going to take some time out. Let's just have a break and maybe we can come later on and talk about this. Just doing that, just stopping and not reacting, not trying to fix, or make the other person see my point of view. No, do nothing. Take space, have a break, have a sacred pause, as Tara Brach says. That can make such a huge difference, because we all know that sometimes conflict can get so destructive and really go from bad to worse very, very quickly. So the first principle is stop and do nothing. Take some time out, take a break, go for a walk, sit in the garden, maybe do some deep breathing, but just take time out, come back into your own space. Now, I do want to say, with all these videos about conflict resolution, that if you are in a situation where your safety is threatened, where there's violence or abuse, it's not time to practice these principles. That's when you need to take swift action, get help, call for help, go to a safe place, take care of yourself. That is really, really important. The second principle is a shift in perception. In other words, when I change the way I see or look at things, what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing changes. And sometimes just that shift in perception of how I am viewing what's happening, or the story I'm telling myself about what's happening, a shift in that can really have a quantum outcome. It's like looking at something from one window in the house and then moving around and looking at it from another window. And instead of seeing conflict as a problem, as something that's difficult, as something that we should avoid and not deal with and get away from because it's going to bring up so many uncomfortable emotions, what about seeing or perceiving conflict as something good? Conflict inherent in it has the opportunity, the possibility of growing, of deepening intimacy, of deepening connection, of deepening understanding, of getting clear about what my needs are. How do I communicate that in getting my needs met? So conflict can be seen as something really positive that can lead to healing, growth, and more connection. The other shift in perception under that point is also to look at like this triangle. There's me, there's my partner, and here's the relationship. So it's almost like a triangle. It's not just the two of us. If it's just the two of us, we get into this tug of war, this power struggle, your way, my way, I'm right, you're wrong, this way, that way. But if there's a triangle, the relationship, which is almost like a third being in our relating, that also can shift things. Because then I start to ask myself, okay, what can serve the relationship? What do I need to see or understand? What would really help to serve our relationship and the relational space between us? And the last one was, I cannot change the other person, okay? We can't change other people. We can influence, we might suggest, we might mirror, but I can never change you. I can never change my partner. The only power that I have is with myself. So it's about coming back to this one, shifting, changing, looking at, going inside, going within, and seeing, okay, what needs attention, and doing the work, feeding my feelings, doing the work. And I'll speak about that more in later videos. And the third thing I wanted to talk about today was, what was it? Shifted perception, my stuff and your stuff. That's right. My stuff and your stuff. I think this is the thing that's made such a big change in my relationship. When I start to understand, okay, if I'm upset, it's my stuff. If you're upset, it's your stuff. And why that changes things is because if I'm upset, if I'm overreacting, if there's a huge emotional charge around this issue, then when I can recognize it's my stuff, I stop projecting it onto you, I stop blaming you, making you the bad one, and I take 100% responsibility for my stuff. How you do that, we'll explore in later videos. If you're upset, and I'm like, well, where's the problem? I'm okay, but you're really upset. You're like overreacting. It's like over the top. In that moment, I can recognize, okay, this actually probably got nothing to do with me. What I can do is actually stay calm, hold space, maybe be curious or just reflect back, be present. But I'm not going to get entangled in your stuff and then reactive and then try to argument or defend myself, or it just becomes this entangled knot of complexity and quite a mess. So if I'm upset and I'm really reacting, it's my stuff, I will take responsibility for that. And if you're really upset and you're overreacting and you throwing your toys out the cart, it's your stuff. And I can find skillful ways for both, for your stuff and for my stuff. But that discernment, that recognition changed so much for me in my relationship. When I realized, okay, this is not my stuff, I'm not going to get upset about it or take it personally or take it on. Be the space. And if it's my stuff, I will show you skillful ways of how to deal with that. So these are the first three principles: stop and do nothing, shift in perception, my stuff, your stuff. In the following videos, I'll discuss the other 5 principles of these 8 principles that can really support you in resolving conflict in relationship. My name is Julia, I'm a life coach, and I love supporting people on their journey of life and helping people resolve conflict, support relationship, support growth, support evolution, and deepen intimacy and connection. I hope you'll join me for the other videos.